Good morning, all you wonderful people.
Howdy.
Is anybody even there?
No? Yeah. We got 5 watching, but nobody's commented yet.
Okay. Well, anyway, for you people that's watching, we lost power middle of the morning. There's a racetrack behind us, basically. This straight road knocked out a transformer, and it just came back on about 8 minutes till 9 Eastern Standard Time. Good morning, steampunk. Good morning, vintage. And I'm sorry, I'm enjoying a cup of coffee with a Pop Tart.
Pop Tart. Is that on the 1200 calorie diet?
Well, it just busted it. But excuse me, I've been walking on my treadmill. I mean, just for 10 minutes, but it's a 3 minute mile. I'm just getting really good started with it. Good. So I'm going to do that for about a week at 10 minutes and then go up to 15 minutes.
A 3-minute mile would be a world record. What are you talking about?
Well, according to, not 3 minute. Well, it's a setting on my treadmill. Not 3 minute mile, whatever that three means on it. It's a brisk walk.
If you can run a 4-minute mile, you're world class.
Yeah. Uh,
No, wait. No, I got that wrong. 3 minutes ain't that fast, I guess.
I don't know. Anyway,
It's not world record.
I can tell a big difference in my legs.
Yeah.
My legs are not as
Yeah, 4 minutes would be world class.
okay. Well, I'm not doing that.
You're on a track team if you can do a 4-minute mile.
Good morning, Jack. I'm just walking at a brisk speed.
Tom just said he's running 3 miles a minute or 3
No,
minutes a mile.
whatever that setting is over there, I'll
Yeah.
have to investigate. It's 1, 3, and 5. 1 is just too slow for me. My brain is moving faster than that one speed, that one setting. Good morning, Hank. So I've been really trying to burn off some calories by doing some walking every morning, and I try to get some more in the evening.
Wow, somebody ran it in 3:23.
Yeah, I did that when I was
3:43.
young.
Heck no. Fastest mile, single mile I've ever done, maybe around 5 minutes. 5.5 minutes. I don't know. That's
Okay, actually, I think
pretty quick.
it's 3 miles to an hour. I believe it's what the setting is. But
Okay.
anyway,
That's
anyhow,
that's
that's still
way more believable.
yeah, 3 miles to an hour. Anyway, I've been really diligent about that because since I've gotten fat, my weight has. I mean, my health is kind of like tanked.
That's still pretty brisk. You're doing 20 minutes a mile. That's fast. That's fast walking.
So I, I've got to keep it up, and I'm eating a Pop Tart this morning because there's nothing else ready to go. So anyhow, with that being said, the power's on, the AC's back on. I've got a cup of coffee. Good morning, Ping. So after I get finished with this, then I'll do my walking. So anyhow, Todd's not packed to go on vacation. I don't think he wants to go. He wants to stay home and make money. So how is everybody in the chat since we've had my total explosion this morning? So have I said hello to everybody? Ping, Jake, Steampunk, Texas. Good morning, sir. Hank. Hope everybody's having a great day. I what's the hurricanes doing? I haven't even looked.
You said it was turning east and going back out to sea. All right. The big question today is, will lag show up?
Yeah, like what?
And the reason why I ask is lag is always on my Monday morning show, and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then he's always on Primo Chemo's show at noon, and he wasn't there. And then he's always on John Flippin' Ain't Easy at late afternoon, and he wasn't there. So I'm worried about the little scamp.
Yeah, the hurricane is hanging a right, but that tropical storm, I guess that's what we're getting rain off of. I'm sorry, I'm behind this morning. Yeah, hope nothing's wrong with him. I hope his mom hadn't taken his computers away from him.
He never misses, so it's odd that he would miss a full day and then he's not here again.
Yeah.
But that's all right. I expect it's he got busy doing something or something.
He might be on vacation. His mama might have taken him to Disneyland.
He never said anything about not going to be here, so. Maybe
Yeah,
he had enough.
Yeah, Kent, maybe he did. He finally listened to me when I said just hit that little X in the corner and he don't have to listen to it. So, now that I'm kind of calmed down. How was your sales yesterday, Todd?
Yesterday was good. I sold $290 worth of stuff to unsuspecting buyers. Yeah, yesterday was good. And then I've had a couple of sales this morning already. So
When you go on holiday, excuse me, when you go on vacation, how do your daily sales usually go? Do they slow down a lot?
oh yeah, we went to Viking cruise in Europe in July last year. And I left my store open with time away notification and a 14-day shipping time. So I made about 30 sales in 14 days while we were gone. So
roughly 2.5 sale a day.
Right. Which I usually get, I'm usually taking about 6 or 7 to the post office every day. The way I sell.
Right.
So,
you know, Bridget goes on vacation. She goes on a week vacation, and she'll come back to like 70 sales. And they spend like 3 days trying to get caught up just shipping. And I'm thinking to myself, girl.
Well, they always sell good stuff.
I think that
they always have a large a large amount of items listed. They probably always have about 3,000 in their store.
Yeah, and it's like all over the spectrum as far as items. So I guess they just shotgunning it enough to
Well, they buy a lot like I buy from auction, so
Yeah.
you never know what you're going to get.
and they just have so much stuff. Good morning, Beth. Um anyway, yeah, I'm kind of concerned about lag. Don't tell him I said that. Because normally people say I'm going to be gone for a couple of days, or I'm going to be gone. Like Jabez said, he's going to be gone on vacation, or he's not going to be listening to the show for a few days. So I hope he's okay. Kent, I would say the same thing about you too. Oh God, what is she?
We got several people going. There's Sadie finally. Sadie, haven't seen you in a week.
Mr. Sadie was.
Where you been hiding out? You weren't in, Sadie wasn't in the show yesterday either. On my show. I don't think. I think he's hiding out.
Well,
I missed you. You're my buddy.
He's
Lag just passed you on the inheritance list.
Yeah. Mr. Sadie, he has a real job, so he has to go in there and fight with the children and make sure they don't blow the boys' bathroom up and all that kind of crap. Literally. There was something else that was pressing on my mind this morning.
Beth, you were on the list 9 years ago. 8 years. When did we go watch the parachute jump? It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's are you talking about on Mr. on Todd's inheritance list, honey? By the time it gets to you, there won't be anything left. There are so many people on that list.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
The list is getting well. Yeah.
Dang, time flies by when you're getting old.
We're coming up on in fact we are. We should be about at a yearly anniversary that you and I have been doing the shows.
Yeah.
Because I remember we started doing it in early fall one year.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 years.
Yeah.
We got one of the longest running podcasts. You call this a podcast?
I don't know what you call it.
A lot of people call it what we're doing, a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just doing sit and talk. We're not.
Oh Lord, Todd's going to be going out on his trip, and he talks to people, and they're like, "Well, what do you do, Todd?" "Well, I'm an online reseller, and I have a successful podcast that's been running for about 5 years now."
Yeah.
Not making any money, but it's been around for 5 years.
All right.
Has
Sadie sent me a note here. Let's see.
Has anybody talked to Valerie? Beth, have you talked to Beth? Which is she going out to? Is she going to meet y'all at the end of the month of October? Don't forget, if you had to use your coupons.
So Sadie says, I'm sitting in a school making sure it doesn't catch on fire because they broke the main water supply to the sprinklers in the building. So I guess they have to call off school if their fire prevention is not going to work.
I guess.
And Send a picture of a school hallway there.
Hang on.
Okay, well,
Is that teachers in the corner back there, or is that students?
so I guess Sadie's expendable, but the
That's right.
students and teachers aren't. He has to be there in case of a fire.
And Mrs. Sadie, she's looking at that. She's that. What is it? Double indemnity if he gets his life ends in an accident.
It's it's okay if Sadie burns up in a school fire, but we got to protect those chillins.
Yeah.
You still have school as long as I'm here watching. Oh, okay. So the kids are there.
Oh, okay. Mr. Sadie, I'm sure you've said, are you middle school, high school, or elementary school?
He does the whole shebang.
You're not just at one school.
I think he's got like several schools that he works on. I bet he's got a couple of elementary schools and a middle school and a high school. I bet he's got probably 4 campuses that he
So you're just not tied
works
to one
on.
campus. The high school my brother went to, he graduated from high school in 1970. There was the high school, and then there was an elementary school right beside it. Well, the elementary school is now part of the high school, and they built a new elementary school. Just trivia, they were trying to save some money, I guess.
We're missing a bunch of folks this morning. Where's Anissa?
I know. Does he teach them to play
Where's
poker?
Robin?
He probably does.
Oh, yeah, Robin's here. I miss you when you're not here, folks. Come on. Sorry, Robin.
Is that vintage?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to make me up another list. I had one, and I need to throw it over on the screen over here. It's what people's real names are. There you are, Anissa.
Making a list.
I was concerned about you.
Gonna find out who's naughty or nice.
Yeah, that's coming at us like a.
Okay, and this I saved this this offer so you could be here to hear the cha-ching when I accept it. I'm nice like that because Anissa, it just makes her morning when she hears a cha-ching.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Bob Crack. How are you? How's things across the sea?
And
Let me jump politics for just a second, and it doesn't have to do with U.S. politics. Is it just YouTube BS, or
there it is.
has the king had some comments about your prime minister, and it's got the whole his political party in an uproar? Because I got all this stuff yesterday about it, and I was just wondering whether it was
Hey, Ray.
junk.
I see that you're not here. I haven't heard about it, so I can't comment.
Well, there's so much crap about the UK that you don't know whether it's real or not. Because they don't have a Fox News. Labour. I think he's with the Labour Party.
I'm assuming you're talking about the United Kingdom.
Yeah, I am. The United Kingdom.
Great Britain.
Great Britain, vintage.
Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland.
Yeah. So, anyway, I was just curious if that was a real thing or whether it was just YouTube BS.
Well, there's Google. Let me look.
Well, see, that's just it. A lot of it's just crap, too. All schools, all grades, even Oh, dang, Mr. Sadie, you stay busy. No, I'm talking about the president. I mean, the prime minister of the United Kingdom. I think he's Labour Party, not the because the king can't, or the king or queen doesn't really have any political comments. Not supposed to make any political comments. Um, anyway, I was just curious,
Mhm.
being that you're right in the middle of all that mess. So,
So
how's everybody else's sales been?
the, the king and the prime minister apparently had a meeting, but I don't know what was said.
Yeah, well, apparently there
I
was
don't follow it.
the prime minister made some comments about the king, and it's got party members, like, the regular folk, upset about it. So anyway, I was just curious. If anybody should give us the lowdown, it would be you. As I said, how's everybody's sales been? And this did you get your usual $500, $600 yesterday? Where did this talk? Who's been sitting at my desk? Taco Bell hot sauce. Have no idea why it's on my desk.
In case you want to put some on your Pop Tart.
No, no. I like strawberry popcorn. I mean cherry pop tarts.
Missy, you're back to being pathetic sales. It's been a really slow last 3 weeks. I had a really good summer sales, but the last 3 weeks have been kind of bad, not good.
Yeah, Vitch. They what's it like on a Friday? I mean, like on a Thursday at 5 or something like that. They meet every week. Anyway,
So
Kent, you're slow too.
tonight at midnight ends the third quarter of sales, and so my 100,000 year goal would mean I would have to have $75,000 in sales by midnight. And I have 70,361. I don't think I'm going to sell 4,639 by midnight. Dang it. I'm behind. I'm behind, folks. I'm behind my goal, but I'm still up on the year.
Right.
The year is up 12.7%.
Melissa says I don't know how people only live on reselling money. My opinion is they work hard. They work a lot of hours. They do a lot of listings, and of course, doing a lot of sourcing to deal with that lot of listing. But I think that's the big thing is they're doing it for a sole income, and they work hard at it.
I
You know,
think
Scott, he supports his family off of it. He works hard at it. He acts the dumbass half the time, but he works hard at it. Bridget and Chris work hard at it. Um,
I think the biggest factor is sourcing. You have to buy enough stuff that's worth selling. That's
amen,
I
Jake.
think that's the big thing about it.
Um,
Like John, he gets those return pallets,
right.
and he does very good at it because it's just really great inventory at a reasonable price. Bridget gets all of her stuff from that
From
auction
auction.
mostly,
Yeah.
and they just get a lot of
Um,
stuff, and they're listing fiends. Um,
but you're right, Jake. It's not how much you make; it's how you spend it, and how much you spend it. There's a guy that lives diagonally across the street from us, and he's lived here. He lived here before we moved in here, and we didn't move in here till '95, and he moved in here like '78.
and
And
I would do return pallets if I could find a place that would sell them to me at a, you know, that was within reasonable driving distance and all sorts of stuff.
yeah, but the guy across the street from Roy, he he said that his kids say, "Daddy, you got a lot of money. You got money set back. Why don't you buy you a new house?" And he's like, "This one does exactly what I want it to
Hey,
do."
Sue.
Yeah. Good morning, Sue. He said it's a place to live. Your mom and I to live. Because he goes to Alabama duck hunting about 3 times a year, and he goes out west hunting 2 or 3 times a year for a couple of weeks, and his wife goes with him. So half the time it's the housekeeper comes is the only person using the house, and she comes in and just takes in the mail and that kind of stuff. And I don't think you know not everybody wants to live like Jake. You know, drives a big old Mercedes, all that kind of mess. Some people are happy with their 2008 Saturn. you know.
Yep.
Sue, how are things down in Atlanta? You having a good morning? You headed to the salt mine? But yeah, Anissa, Bridget, and Chris are their beast when it comes to that listing. They will fill that big old Ford van up on a weekend, and by the next weekend, there she's saying, I don't have anything to list." Life is great. Good. Great. Great, great, great. I'm glad it's good for you.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, I expect an average listing day is what, maybe 50 items at least.
Yeah. Or better.
And they're good pickers too. They don't
Yeah.
buy crap. Morning, Patrick.
And that's one of the things about like storage lockers. You can find some good stuff in it, and you might look up and find a lot of good stuff in it. But you got all the other crap to deal with. And that's the reason when I was buying them, I had a guy that I could call and say, "Hey, I got a refrigerator and a couple of washers. I mean, a refrigerator and a washer and dryer. Come get it." And then he'd send me a check. I didn't ask what I didn't say, I want this amount for it. I just didn't want to have to deal with it, and I made a little money off of it. And he's always done me good, or I feel like he's done me good. Uh, but
Okay, I accepted your offer. Why haven't you paid yet? eBay still needs to fix that.
yeah, I thought they had fixed it.
I don't think so. They haven't paid yet. Mm.
There's this one young lady on, and I mean she's young. She's like in her 20s, early 20s. She's doing some reselling and some Etsy and all this kind of stuff. And she was talking about she she bought a storage locker, and she said, "I just don't know what I'm gonna do with all this crap." And I thought to myself, you should have thought about that before you bought the storage locker, because it was all these boxes, and she said all these boxes um, were sitting in it like she has a utility room on her apartment, and that's got all in there. Payment processing on eBay can easily take 30 minutes to an hour. Okay.
Yeah, at least, I mean, you'd be pushing it to find a storage unit that 50% of it was resellable goods. You know, you're going to find
It,
tons of worn out clothes and
even I bought one time, and I thought I was gonna hit pay dirt on this one because everything was in totes. I mean, everything was in totes, and it was a 10 by 15, and it was full. There were there was junk mail and unpaid bills and crap like that in in a bunch, several of them, and it was just. I will say I did get my money back off of just the daggum totes that was in it, but
yeah, just units will have just tons of home decor type stuff that's
yeah.
just not worth anything. And mattresses, geez, if I ever do storage unit again, I'm not going to buy one with a mattress.
I bought one time, and I paid $10 for it, and it looked like a bomb had gone out off in it. It took me a half a day just to clean the thing out, but I sold about $1,000 worth of stuff out of that
Yeah, you never know.
that bin. And
Yeah,
there was
there's always a whole bunch of Christmas decor that's just beat up old garlands and
yeah.
Christmas
Um,
trees.
my dad has got a box of like 1969 light, the lights like you'd put on a Christmas tree. They had the big bulbs in them that I got out of a bin. He said, I'd like to have those. And so I gave them to him because I just didn't want to deal with it. But
Yep.
stuff like that, I have a man, my metal man. I throw all that kind of Christmas tree lights and stuff like that into a trash can, and he comes and gets it and recycles it. Sends me a little check.
Another problem I have with storage units is I don't have a large area to sort stuff out without bringing it in the house, and I ain't gonna bring storage unit stuff in the house until I've opened the boxes to check for vermin
Yeah.
leavings and bugs and stuff.
I don't bring anything into the house. I mean, until I've gone through it. Stuff I'm gonna bring into the house that gets wiped down. Yeah, you're right, Craig. And you got to look through every one of those envelopes, all that junk mail, to make sure there's not a birthday card in it or something like that. Because I have found a good many gift cards in Christmas, in birthday cards and things
I
like
see a
that.
lot of videos of storage unit buyers sorting stuff in their garages, and I'm like, even that. I mean,
That's
if
too
it's
close to home.
attached to the house, open a box and 150 roaches run out into the house. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 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 no. That's why they go into a warehouse before I bring anything home.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun digging through them, though. I mean, it's fun to me. I'm old. I'm not Jake's age anymore, where I got to be jumping off the top of cliffs and stuff like that with a parachute. But it's just it's interesting, and of course you always have this little hope that you're going to find a wad of money or some a grandma's old jewelry and things like that. So, and what gets me is I bought storage units that should not have had that storage unit in the first place. Nothing in that storage unit was like antique furniture, vintage clothes, collectibles, none of that. It was just run of the mill crap that you could replace. Like this one had a bed frame in it. They owed like $700 on that unit. For $700, I could have replaced all the furniture in it and still had enough money to take Todd out on the town with. I mean, I don't know what people think, but everybody's opinion of the value of their stuff is different.
Storage units are like insurance.
Yeah, you don't.
But
You remember that? You remember that storage locker that Dusty and Tristan bought? It had all the electronic stuff in it, I believe. The thing had like a quarter inch of dust on it. It'd been so long since it had been opened up.
and this is house as a storage unit.
And guess what? It only gets worse. We've got. I got a. I got a damn bassinet, not a bassinet, pack and play in Roberta's office now. That I got put together. Took me forever to get put together. And he's not going to be living here. It just keeps filling up. Yep,
Yeah.
houses, garage, shop.
But that's if you're going to try to make a good income reselling and you don't have a storage unit to keep stuff in, yeah, your house is going to be like that.
I started.
But I can say it's been years and years since I bought a abandoned storage unit, but I have bought like 15 different storage units, and I can safely say I only lost money on a couple of them. And 3 of them were just bangers. I made a bunch of money on about 3 of them. And most of them, though, were just like, okay, I'll make a little money. They were worth doing, but they weren't. They were just stuff, you know.
I don't think I've ever, which I buy a lot of, because I'll roll the dice. I'm a gambler. I'll uh, I'll buy crappy ones, and usually the crappier they look, the better the better return off of them. But I try like old clothes and stuff like that. They'll go to Goodwill. I mean, I'll wash them and then take them to Goodwill. The good stuff, like there's a group here in Charlotte that help women get started in life again. They're from abusive relationships and whatnot. I'll give nice stuff to them so the ladies can have stuff when they go on job interviews and things like that. So, because I'm not dealing with clothes. That's just too damn much work.
Seems like the best storage units I have gotten were from people, obviously, who were in the slammer. They just suddenly got placed in the penitentiary, and so storage unit bill didn't get paid.
Kent asks, why not help some men? Well, it's like this, Kent. I've got a new grandson coming, like in about 3 days. And when I go into like Goodwill, the thrift stores, I go back and I look at boy stuff. You know, there is no boy stuff, and because boys destroy their crap. I mean, seriously. And I never really get any. I don't really ever get any good men stuff out of it. That's worth any more than going to the Goodwill. I mean, it's just I don't I just don't think people, unless it's like a pair of Nikes or something like that, or a leather jacket that'll stand up on its own. Uh, I just don't think guys keep their stuff, and they're smart enough not to put it into, and they don't have a closet full of clothes, so they have to keep them in their duffel bag while they're on the run. If that makes any sense, I just don't think I just don't think men collect clothes like women do, on the most part. I know there's people like Lag and Jake, and probably Craig, that have to they're clothes people. You see a ton, Kent? I very rarely see clothes, men's clothes. And if it is, they need to either go to the dump, or they need to, they go to Goodwill's because they're not left over. Not anything worth keeping. Women's clothes, I find a lot of nice women's clothes. Good
It's
morning,
got
Bearded
beard.
Picker.
We're discontinued.
So, I mean, seriously, if y'all, when we first found out we were going to be grandparents, my daughter-in-law just knew it was going to be a girl. She could just feel it was a girl. And so when I go into Goodwill, I would look at girl stuff. I bought doll houses and have given them to my nieces for like $4.99 on Old People's Day, and those things were like $75 new out of the box. Boys, let's stick a firecracker in and see if we can blow the roof off of it. Or at least that's the way it was when I was a kid. But we didn't have doll houses. Uh, you're not going to see any men's clothing in the women's section. Okay. I'm talking about our storage units. Craig, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. We've already talked about your coupons. Be sure and use your coupons today. Scott, what are you doing this morning? Talking about people that have to make a living, that have to support themselves making a lifting,
Lifting?
listing, selling, shipping.
Yeah, there's John.
Good morning, John. Um, Tardy. I hate that word.
Yeah, if you got an eBay store, you get a new coupon tomorrow.
Yeah. Um, I had a history teacher, and she would say, I'm going to have to give you a toddy because you're late. and she would tardy everybody except the football players and the basketball players. So if you go look, you're shipping so you can go buying. You got a lot going out today, Scott.
But yeah, I think that's why Beard's successful in reselling is because he puts in the time and effort to scope out and find stuff to sell.
I think the biggest thing is, all bullshit aside, it's the need. You know, they need to make a living. They need to support their family. They need to work it as a job. Todd and I have the luxury. Our family's going to get fed. We're not going to lose our house if you don't resell it. We might not take as many trips, but I really think the driving force is that you got to make the money. You either got to make it in this or you got to go out and get a job. And you know, the bearded picker would have an OnlyFoots page before he'd go back to would you like that supersized, sir? So what do you think, Todd? Do you think that's a big issue? That, I got to make a living?
I do, absolutely. But it still depends. I still think it depends on your sourcing.
Yeah.
Even if you work 12 hours a day reselling, you still got to have good enough stuff to sell that's worth somebody wants to buy.
I mean, it's like Anissa. She got an old man to keep her up. So she can get up in the morning and get the kids off to school, and then she runs out and gets her Starbucks and hangs out with the ladies from the country club for a few hours.
Yeah.
And then she goes and gets her nails done. And then she goes back and, she checks her email and ships something if she has to. And then she lists a couple of things. And then she meets. Huh?
Anissa?
Yeah, I'm seeing what she'll say. She's Miss Society. She's got to keep it up.
Oh, bullshit. She's always sitting in her house all sweaty from doing eBay, keeping up the house and taking care of the kids.
And not turning on the air conditioning.
She's sitting there in a moo-moo. Or maybe in an old raggedy pair of jeans she got from the thrift shop.
You know what? And there's days I don't go out the house. And I'll wear sweats and a t-shirt all day long. I have been trying to put on a collared shirt when I do the shows. But, because if I sell anything, it just goes in the mailbox.
That's right, John. We're talking about Anissa. Tom thinks she's got time to go to the country club and have time with her lady friends.
Out drinking Starbucks and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's because she's so much fun. You can mess with her. She don't get all testy like Kent and Lag and Craig does, How are you this morning, Sandy? You having a good day? You got a lot going out today?
Moisty.
And this, wait a minute, let me blow this up so I can see it. Anissa had to run and throw a shirt on over my PJs because my boss called me by video. I was in my pants. Didn't stand up. My husband gave me an eye roll.
Couple of wine thingies. Buck naked. If you look at all the podcasts though that are out there, the reseller podcasts,
Right.
there ain't nobody, in business attire. Everybody's got on t-shirts and shorts in the summer and t-shirts and blue jeans in the winter. I don't know any reseller podcast that the folks are dressed up, unless they're maybe they dress up a little bit if they're at an event like a reseller meetup or something.
Right. Well, when I say collared shirt, I'm talking about like a polo shirt or something like that. I'm not talking about, a button down with a necktie on.
Oh yeah, Mike is getting hernia surgery today.
Yeah.
Be thinking about him.
Yeah. Because depending on where it's at, that can be very, very uncomfortable. Tom has been wearing clean shirts pretty constantly. Yeah, no more mustard stains. I threw that damn shirt away just because I was tired of listening to people say, that gold logo on it was a mustard stain.
Yes, hernia surgery is spread out over a larger area usually.
Yeah.
Most surgeries are like arthroscopic, go in through a hole or two and fix
and they're usually having to move around muscles and go through muscles and stuff like that too. So
and patch them together with that mesh stuff.
No, Kent. Lag just struck me on a bad day, and I took that shirt off and I threw it in the damn trash can. I'm not always even though I'm happy and try to be funny on the outside. Inside, there's days that I'm just like, I don't want to deal with you people. I want to sit in the dark and drink coffee.
Things eyes got lag.
Yeah, Nissa.
Yeah, this is second day in a row hasn't been in the chat, so
I hope he's okay. Yeah, seriously. Because, he's usually here. And sometimes he'd even pop into Scott's Friday night show. It might be just to say, what you dumbasses doing or something like that. But he's going to have to have a contact person with somebody. And Nissa, you'd be a good one. And he don't have to give you, he or she or it or them or they are going to have to give you their contact information so you can at least fire off a text message. Are you okay? The boys are worried about you. So anyway,
I don't get hernias because of this 6-pack gut up gut from doing all those crunches and sit-ups and yeah.
Todd, you're like me. I just about passed out from trying to cut my toenails. So much compression on my stomach, I can't breathe.
I know when Tom bends over, it squeezes his lungs into about a 2-inch.
Yeah, I'm working on that though. I am working on that. and I got to get better health because, like I said, since I got fat, I have got, I've just had one thing or another. My arthritis is killing me. So, and I've got Oliver coming along, and I want to be able to. I want to be around for him, and I also want to be able to do, get on the floor and play with him and whatnot, without having to have without having to lay there till my son comes on to help me up off the floor. But so that's my motivation. Before the doctor said, "Tom, you really need to lose weight."
Yeah, they got my picture recently up in here, but
No,
I put on a couple of pounds since this picture. I have.
you need to upload that one uh to one of the AIs and ask them to put your photograph on top of it on his head, but then he needs to move his hand so it's like covering your face, so you can't see it. All you can see is a little bit of white beard around it. Shut up, beard. Eat anti-inflammatory, and what would that be, Sue?
She could probably send you the list and recipes to go with it.
Yeah, I was eating a Pop Tart when we first came on, but that's because we didn't have any power this morning, and I was grasping for straws. But that's the only thing I really. I've been eating a lot of chicken, and I'm not talking about fried chicken, even though, oh my God, I could live off of fried chicken. Uh, Brussels sprouts. I've been trying to, and God, what is it? The green broccoli. I've been eating a lot of that.
So, Sue, do Ruffles and Cheetos fit into that group of stuff that I can have? Ruffles have ridges. That makes them good.
I know. And
Wavy
Lay's potato
leg.
chips. Fresh package of Lay's potato chips. You can't eat just one.
She
You want
just
to eat the
says,
whole thing.
nope. Dang it.
So I take it Pop Tarts is not on it. Uh, but see, I can fruits and vegetables I can live off of because I grew up with my mom fixed lots of vegetables, and then we would have a little bit of meat. Not because we were poor or anything like that. We just all liked vegetables.
So we're not supposed to eat the, what do you call those meals? You just add a pound of hamburger?
Oh, hamburger helper.
Hamburger helpers off the list.
See, if people in my family ate it, I would learn to cook and like the Mediterranean diet, you know. Um, and I like Asian foods too, which I don't know whether that's healthy or not, especially if you leave off the MSG and.
You know I eat healthy because I'm sitting here playing with a chip clip.
Let's see what. Read the actual ingredients on this. No, 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 no. We don't read ingredients. Reading the ingredients on boxes will make you have nightmares. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I mentioned it last week. There's a YouTube show called Jolly, and it's a couple of British guys, and they have the, their biggest ones, their biggest videos are like they have American food that they feed to these British schoolboys, which are like middle school or high schoolers, and they've given them our snacks and stuff like that, and the guys are like, "Oh, those boys are like, oh, this is so good. Why don't we have them here?" And then they start reading the ingredients, and half the ingredients are illegal in the United Kingdom. So that's the reason they don't have them. No, I'm not diabetic. My levels got up a little high, but I just changed the way I eat. Believe it or not, and they came back down. So the doctor said it could be just when they did my blood work, it could have just been one of those days. But usually it stays right in the middle of the range. But see, I like that kind of stuff, Sue. And I like pasta, but I don't like red sauce. I like It's like when they take olive oil and add seasoning to it and saute it together and put it over the pasta. I like that kind of stuff. Which I don't know whether that's good or bad or not, but that's the kind of stuff I like. Yes, I don't like pizza and I don't like red sauce on spaghetti and I don't like lasagna. Oh God, will you when those people not leave me alone? I had 25 broken bones in 2010, lost 6 inches in height from my spine damage, have arthritis all over, no pain at all. Anti-inflammatory eating. Also took 3 grams of. I'm not even going to try pronouncing that. Curcumin daily till pain died. I I just don't like that heavy red sauce. I do eat. I eat pizzas with white sauce on it. Um, but I don't like turmeric. Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me turmeric. Okay. Sorry, this show's deviated into curing what's ailing Tom. But hopefully some of the other people will like her making notes too, if they're having the problem. But my doctor said if I just lose some weight, if I lose some 50 pounds, I would feel a lot better with my arthritis. Looks like I need to go to a herb store. Don't say that, Anissa, because Scott will want you to roll him a couple and send them to him. Um, so I take it hot dogs are not healthy too, Sue, even the all beef ones, because that's on the menu for tonight. Even though I don't eat the bread, I just eat the hot dogs with some chili and onions and mustard on it. Yep. All right. Well, I've given y'all your hour this morning.
Oh, how blessed are we?
I know.
I hate hot dogs.
I use
And their little fancy brothers bologna.
is that bologna is hot dog pancakes.
Yeah.
Uh, is that Tom brand? Tommy brand? Or
What are
is
you
that an
talking about?
Aura? Oh, I love hot dogs though. So
Yeah,
anyway,
now summer sausage or um, stuff like that. Now that's good, but a hot dog, ugh.
see, I eat all over the spectrum. I just don't like a lot of the American Italian stuff. You know, all the red sauces and whatnot. But I like all the stuff that's also bad for you. I like chicken livers. I like liver mush. You know, I will eat some hoghead cheese,
Ew.
chitlins. I'll eat all of that kind of stuff.
And the hog's head made out of like
Everything that's left over.
yeah, hog assholes and
Yeah, and they throw a little gelatin in there to bind it.
cheeks and
More red sauce, the better, Anissa. Ugh. It's just too overbearing. Oh, liverwurst is good too. Um, but I eat pasta from Europe. No, enriched flour. Okay. I just don't. I can make a meal off of just vegetables. You know, fried squash, fried eggplant, and an all natural, non seed oil, of course. Uh, but you know, I'm not a finicky eater. Y'all rich people buying all that imported pasta and stuff like that. All right, I got to get out of here. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with this nonsense. Thank you, Todd. Scott, you going to do your show tomorrow? Or are you going to be too busy making money? Hurry up, respond,
oh,
man.
he'll do a show.
You never know with him. He might libel. He might hear about a deal and he's got to go get it. So anyway, thank y'all everybody. Todd, do you have any last minute words?
Buy low, sell high.
Buy low, sell high. How's silver and gold prices today?
They came down a little bit this morning, but man, they're still way up compared to what they were
Cool.
a couple
I
of
like
months ago.
I like Publix, so I'll check it out soon. All right, guys, have a great day. Todd, see you either tomorrow or Thursday. Bye
Okay.
bye, everybody.